that the government is reacting very promptly to what is happening in China. It does not, as I said, it does not pose any special risk to India, but it's always good to be prepared. And that's what the government seems to be doing, and it has very proactively been started to take these review measures, and it's doing the meetings, and it's also writing letters to the state governments to beef up their preparations.
On December 22nd, Prime Minister Narendra Modi held a high-level review meeting with top ministers and government officials over the COVID-19 situation in India. The meeting comes as neighboring nation China witnessed a sharp spike in COVID-19 cases. Cases in China are being driven by the BF.7 subvariant of Omicron. 2 cases of the BF.7 subvariant of Omicron have also been detected in India. In this meeting, PM Modi called for strengthened surveillance, genome sequencing, and increased testing. Earlier on December 22nd, Union Health Minister Mansukh Mandaviya had addressed the parliament and urged the states to increase community vigilance and to increase the administration of the precautionary dose of the vaccine. Amitabh Sinha, resident editor Pune of the Indian Express, tells us about the risks posed by the BF.7 variant in India and what transpired at PM Modi's high-level review meet.
So this BF.7, we know it's a subvariant of Omicron. Also, it is a direct descendant of the BA.5 subvariant of Omicron. So BF.7 is actually, I forget, it's BA.5.1.2, something like that. So what that means is it is a direct descendant of the BA.5 subvariant of Omicron. Now, BA.5 is something that was very common in India earlier this year. And it was one of the dominant strains. BA.5 has been circulating across the world in lots of other places as well. What that means is that, this virus is not completely new or very special, even in the Indian population. Now, if the Indian population has already been, infected with the different strains of Omicron, including BA.5, that means that they have a fairly good sort of immunity, natural immunity against this particular strain that we're talking about, BF.7. And for that reason, the threat from this particular subvariant does not seem very high. It's very likely that this particular BF.7 has already been going around in the Indian population, and quite clearly it hasn't caused any major surge. Otherwise, we would have known, right? So I don't think the subvariant itself poses any great threat to India in the coming weeks and months. I mean, see, how many of these specific variants or subvariants get detected depends on how many genome sequencing how much of genome sequencing do you do. The test results that come, they do not give you any indication of whether the virus is of this type or that type, right? So after the test results are confirmed, then those samples are sent for genetic sequencing, and then we get to know what exactly which variant that particular virus was. So we do not know how many BF.7 would have been detected. I mean, we of course know about the couple that have been reported yesterday, but of course it's possible that it might have been circulating in a more common way, just that because we haven't done genetic sequencing, we have not been able to detect that. basically, taking a review of what are the measures in place, what are we doing in terms of trying to detect I mean, basically, what happens is do more tests, activate your surveillance measures. Those are the kind of things, take precautions, tell the people not to, behave in a COVID appropriate manner, those kind of things, basically, and also preparation of, whether the health infrastructure is fine, are we missing, what are the supplies that are missing or we need to beef up, and those kind of things, of course. Is that it's been almost 9 months since the last wave in India fizzled out, right? The Omicron wave ended somewhere around March, at least. No, it slowly died out. So we have had a reasonably peaceful period, almost extending to 9 months now. Now, this time, so all this while, the natural immunity as well as the acquired immunity through vaccination was working effectively, quite clearly, because we haven't seen the numbers go up, right? But both the natural immunity as well as acquired immunity are not permanent. They weaken over time. So it won't be surprising if India does face a new wave of infections sometime in the coming months, right? And this is independent of the situation in China. See, all the messages that have happened since yesterday, the letter that has gone to the states, the prime minister's meeting, health minister's statement in parliament, the messaging is all all the messages are in the same direction, that let's not lower our guard, let's not get caught off guard, let's be prepared, let's increase our surveillance, let's keep looking out for what is happening, let's keep monitoring situation, and so and test more, precautionary advice for people to wear masks. These are just the normal standard things that need to be done to just keep ourselves prepared. Despite all the preparations, there still might be a surge, but it's always good to be prepared and not be surprised when something happens. So it's just about being prepared for all sorts of eventuality, because there is a lot of unpredictability that's involved. If anything, this pandemic has shown that this virus strikes back with a remarkable unpredictability. You never know when it's going to come back. So we have spent 9 months. There is a situation emerging in a neighboring country. There are other countries that are going through similar, surges. So, good enough, we have a large population to take care of, and the fact that it's good that we prepare, we remain prepared ourselves as well. So that's what the entire messaging is.